So, good morning or good afternoon, Messy Church, and welcome to another craft session. Now, today I'm thinking about that same story in Acts 8, the one about Philip and meeting the Ethiopian eunuch on the chariot. And I'm thinking more about the backstory for the Ethiopian eunuch. What was his job? Well, it's there in the story. He was a very, very important official, and he worked for the Queen of Ethiopia. So he was a palace, amazing, important man. And what he was doing, he was collecting treasure for the Queen. So he was on one of the trade routes in the east, and he was travelling back to his home country in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is in Africa. So he was one of the first people in Africa to hear the good news about Jesus. And when he went back to Africa, to his home and to his palace, and his important job at the palace, he could tell everybody all about the amazing story of Jesus and how he rose from the dead. So here we have something I've pulled out the attic. Now it is a little bit missing. It is, can you see? There we are. There we have a map of Africa. Now we did have this when we had some small boys living in our house who are now in their 30s. And there we are. It's a map of Africa, and each of the pieces of the jigsaw are made of animals. So that's rather a nice thing. It's a shame we've lost a few pieces over the years. That was fun. So this is Africa, and here we have the Horn of Africa. So it's this area here where we have the country of Ethiopia. But today, rather than do all about Ethiopia, we're going to do an Ethiopian flag. So let me just show you the flag of Ethiopia. It's nice and bright and cheerful, isn't it? And those big stripes, red, yellow and green. So it's very easy to do in paints or crayons. So I've used wax crayons because they're lovely and bright. But the only difficult part is that bit in the middle. So that's what I'm going to show you today. First of all, you need some blue card. Actually, I think it's blue paper. And with your mug, you cut a circle. Cut round a circle. Okay. And here is one I've already cut out. There, blue circle. So looking at our map, we want to see we've got that star shape in the centre. And all I did here was I coloured some card, but it could have been paper, with yellow crayon. If you've got yellow paper or yellow crayon, you could just cut it out. So I made myself some strips. And you can see, there we are. I made some long strips like that. And I made some, well I didn't, I made a piece like that, and I'm going to make some short strips. So the short strips are quite thin really as well. So once you've made your strips, you just want to, for the long ones, just cut the edges off to make a sort of triangle shape at the end. Just a bit slanty if you can. Just helps to make the star shape. And then let's just do a couple. Looking at your flag again, you want to see that way up. Is it the right way up? You've got a point at the top, and that's like an arrow going up. So that's what I'm going to start with. Do that. I need 2 strips for that. So with my glue, never works, does it? I haven't used it for a week, that's why. Oh, nice and messy that is. Lovely and messy, just like Messy Church. So looking at our picture, we need to work out, I've got it the wrong way around again, I've got it the right way around for you, not for me. So we need to have our shape. So once we've done the first one, it actually gets easier. Okay, so the first one is making a sort of A, capital A, right? So then with our next one, that's going across now. Right. So once you've got those 3 pieces on, you begin to see the shape forming. So I'm going to ask Matt if he's going to put a picture of the Ethiopian flag on the Messy page, homepage for us. And if you can't do that, I'm sure you can get one off Google Images quite easily, which is where I got mine from. So your next one goes here. So they're sort of like making little arrows going in different directions. And the best bit about cutting the corners off is you get a nice point. We're nearly there. Getting glue all over me, so that's in the spirit of Messy Church. A bit too much glue. Wait a minute, I think I've finished. Yep. I don't need that one. I've actually, you only need, you need 6 pieces, so I've already finished. So there's my star shape. Then with my little ones, they just sort of come out from the centre. See all of this. So they look sort of radiate out like a sunshine. You get the beams coming out from the sunshine. So there we are. So here's one I finished. So this is dried. Finished that one. I had lovely fun colouring with wax crayons. Just 3 equal stripes. You could measure that if you want to make it really exact. 3 equal stripes, green goes at the top, and the point of your star points to the top of the flag. So position it nice and in the centre. That's quite nice, isn't it? That's quite a satisfying make. If you manage to make some of these, perhaps you could send your photos in. And if you want to do more things with Africa, you could actually do some pictures of some of the animals they have in Africa. I had on my map, I had crocodiles and a lion, I think, and a giraffe. So that would be fun if you wanted to draw some of those pictures of animals from Africa. So there we are, all about Ethiopia, and this is where the eunuch worked. He worked in the palace for the Queen of Ethiopia. Okay, thank you very much and see you next time.